begging you. Beg yourself.
You just help us, help us.
Daddy, this video, I will be reviewing the movie Ajosepo, which is a very interesting movie. So the movie opens up with this guy Dapo proposing to his girlfriend Tani, and of course she says yes. And now there's a wedding to plan. So now, of course, we know them getting married, families have to meet each other, and we get to find out that these two people are from very polar opposite, families, like very different family backgrounds. So the girl in question, Tani, is from a very reserved, very homely Christian home, like very prim and proper, while Dapo, on the other hand, is from a very complicated, chaotic family. So his parents are separated, or should I say divorced. They have a very icy relationship, like they can't see eye to eye, they can't stand each other. The father on one hand is a womanizer, is a philanderer, like anything in skirts he moves, he follows. So the mother on the other end, she's a very problematic, loud, a lot. She just like a lot. There's so much to her. Then he has an older brother, Jide. They have a very rocky relationship. So it's just like a mess of a family. Then the girl is from a stable home basically. And now considering the background she's from, and knowing that her dad would be against their union if he gets to find out that Dapo's parents are separated, so they lie to her father that the family parents are together, and of course Dapo's parents have to put up the act of them being together. So I think his introduction, like planning for the wedding now, so everybody comes down to Ibadan. They have to stay at Tani's home. So now, with all that being said, Jide, Dapo's brother, his mother, his dad all come down to Ibadan. They all stay in the mansion. That's Tani's dad's house. A lot goes on. There's a lot that happens in that one day, the day before the wedding basically. So with Dapo's father being a very smooth talker and being very into women, he coincidentally happens to meet somebody that he had a thing with in the past, who now happens to be Tani's auntie-in-law. Crazy, right? And for the sake of old times, they get intimate and they just cannot separate. You get, like, during the process of what they were doing, they just got stuck and they could not be apart basically. So it's just like a very crazy case of what is going on here. Like, how would they get out of the situation? And trying to call somebody to help, and from calling one person to calling basically the whole house, and some nurses and external parties to come in and help. And if you're curious to see what exactly I mean, or if help would come and if they'll be able to move on with their lives, go check out the movie. It's just a very silly movie, very, very funny movie. It's an interesting storyline, of course. For the actors and performances in this movie, so for one, we have the character Dapo, who is played by Afolarin, and honestly he did really, really well in his role. Like, his character got on my nerves a few times, but he delivered. So he is, let's say, he is mommy's boy. Anything mommy says goes basically. So, and he loves his girlfriend so much and he wants to do anything to make her happy. Just that when it comes to his mother, he can't put his foot down. He can't talk to her. And he has a very icy relationship with his brother, his older brother, because he feels like his brother chose to leave him behind, going to look for the father, just abandoning him and never coming back for him. Then his girlfriend or wife to be was the character Tani, who is played by Tomike Adeoye. So she did cool, like she complimented Dapo's character. So she did her thing. She was somebody that was very outspoken, very audacious, I think I liked the way she handled the whole arrangements with Dapo's mom about her friends staying at the house with them and everything. Although it came off a bit harsh and a bit rude, but she handled I think she handled it well. Then somebody else we'll get to see in the movie would be her. Okay, let's look at her parents now. So her parents, we have her mom, who is evangelist. She's played by Mercy Aigbe, and honestly she got into character with this role. Watching her in this movie reminded me of the character she played as the pastor's wife in Teen Line. So in this movie, I liked the advice she gave her daughter. She was very motherly, very loving. I don't know how to explain, but the character just came natural to her and she did justice to her role. Then the father was played by Muyiwa Ademola, and honestly the man spoke so eloquently. You could see like his character carried so much grace, so much charisma. Like you just know he's somebody that needs to be respected basically. Then now for Dapo's side of the family, so we have his mother, who is played by Ronke Oshodi Oki. This woman is a phenomenal actress. Oh my goodness, like she is so problematic. She is a lot to deal with. Okay, let's start with her coming to her in-laws with her three witches, like her husband called them. She comes with her three musketeers behind her. She said they can't be apart, you know, they think together, they need to negotiate, they need to deliberate together and stuff. So like all that drama was just crazy to see, and the whole back and forth with them, you know, not wanting to go to the hotel that was arranged for them wanting to stay in the house, the mansion with, you know, Dapo's mother. Like the back and forth was just a lot, but it was also interesting to see that side. Then also getting to see the friction or the dynamic with her and, you know, her ex-husband was something hilarious to see, honestly. Then of course getting to see how she was as a mother, like how her children saw her as a mother. Should I say she had this thing of tough love, because she was very, very hard on them. She didn't give off, you know, loving mother energy, loving mother vibe. Like she was just like anything she says, she must get anything she wants, you know, that kind of thing. So it was her way or the highway sort of thing. And honestly, she did justice to her role. Then her ex-husband, you know, Dapo's dad in this movie was Benga, who is played by Yemi Solade. I think this man is the star of this movie, honestly. Like from the man is just a character, honestly. Like at his age, this man was still using sweet words, trying to woo women, and like he was doing a lot. So but like I enjoyed, you know, seeing that side of him, and also getting to see, you know, his other side, like his parenting side. Like imagine, despite the fact that, you know, him and his wife are separated, he still wanted his, you know, sons to respect their mother. The part where he was telling Jide to, you know, prostrate and greet his mother properly, like despite, you know, what is going on between his mother and himself, he still wants the sons to know that they ought to respect her, like regardless of anything. She is your mother, respect her and all of that, which was very, very nice to see. The only fault or the only flaw he had was just his problem with women. You know, he was just a chronic womanizer. Like it was just crazy. Imagine, okay, after all was said and done, after, you know, everything had been resolved, and he was like, he promised he won't, you know, do that again. He's going to stay off women for, still, I was thinking you're going to say maybe so amount of months or maybe a year or something. Baba said 12, was it 12 hours or 24 hours? I was like, this man cannot be serious at your old age. But yeah, that's just by the way. Then the next person I'll talk about will be the character Jide, who is played by Timini Egbuson. So Timini's character is the older brother to Dapo, and he actually gave me older brother vibes. Like he stood up for his brother, he sort of wanted to protect and, you know, help his brother any way he could, regardless of, you know, how his brother disliked him and how, you know, his brother spoke to him. Like he was still trying to protect and be there for him. Just that they had not been able to have a conversation since, you know, he left the house many years ago and everything. But I honestly think watching Timini in this character was so refreshing to see, honestly. Like he, of course, he does his smooth talker thing when he met this lady that he was, you know, trying to be friends with and whatnot. But I think his core in this movie was just being a big brother to this his younger brother and just looking out for him, and of course sort of trying to make sure his dad doesn't misbehave, because he kept telling his dad before he left his room, don't do anything silly, just stay in your room, just you get like just lie down and sleep. I was trying to caution his dad not to mess around, but you know, the dad being the way he is, got himself into a big mess and ended up calling Jide. But yes, I also really like his father-son dynamic with Yemi Solade. It was so genuine, it felt so real. Like from the one where he went to his house to go pick him up, the back and forth there, to the drive to Ibadan, the back and forth there, like everything, watching the both of them on screen was actually very, very nice. It felt like we're watching like an actual father-son relationship, like unlike the relationship Dapo had with his mom. Jide's relationship with his dad was something very beautiful to see, and it was more like they were friends. You get, like, it was so refreshing to see. Then we get to see who else we get to see Mary, who is Bolaji Ogumola's character. She happens to be Tani's best friend in this movie. Yeah, so basically doing best friend duties, and sort of had a spark with Jide's character, but nothing, they didn't really explore anything because there was a lot going on that everybody needed to sort out. Then also get to see the character James, who is played by Kanaga Jr., who also happens to be Dapo's friend, and I think his closest friend. Then we get to see Yetunde, who is Tiny's auntie-in-law, the one that was messing around with Dapo's dad. Yes, so she was played by Bisola Ayola. Like, this woman was just making me laugh throughout, like from when her and Dapo's dad first met, at the house, and how everything went, to her now coming into his room, and then like they actually had to stay in character, like be stuck, like be entwined or entangled into each other for most part of the movie. Like, it was just a lot, but it was just fun to see how she delivered. She didn't get out of character one bit. And also interesting seeing her dynamic with her husband in this movie, who is Frank, who is played by Yemi Okolawon. He, of course, I think Yemi's character in this movie looks like something we've seen before, so he did good in his role. Then of course we also get to see some other faces like William Benson, who played Reverend in this movie. We also get to see Ibrahim Yekini, who played the Babalawo in this movie. I think that scene where he came into the house was like one of the funniest scenes in this movie. Like I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just a lot. When he was forming, trying to speak English, and he was just speaking nonsense. That scene just had me laughing. Oh, then I forgot to mention Paul's mother's friends, those three, her backup friends, her entourage. The three of them were giving me minions. Of them did justice to their role. So I think that is it for the actors in this movie, and honestly everybody delivered, because it took us on such a crazy ride, such a fun, enjoyable but crazy ride. Then of course this movie is directed by Kayode Kasum. Watching the movie, right, we get to speak up on a few things, like for one, the relationship between Dapo and his brother, and how really and truly they just needed to communicate, they just needed to talk to each other and understand each other and just see where this person is coming from, because Dapo had resentment, bitterness and hate in his heart for his brother for the longest time. So that opportunity where they finally had a conversation and he was able to express himself was really, really beautiful to see. And another thing that we get to see in this movie is that with marriage, like it makes you deep it, like you're not just marrying the person, you're marrying the family. You get, like, becoming one with this person and the entire family. So it was something that Tani had to understand. You get, like, you're not just marrying that, but you're marrying him, his mother, his brother, the father, like everybody is like a complete package. So despite the differences you guys may have, but knowing that this is who you want to spend the rest of your life with should also have at the back of your mind that you are still going to be tied to his family, basically. So you have to find a balance, like regardless of how annoying or how loud or how unusual the family may seem or may be, you would just have to know that this is now your new family and you have to adjust to certain things. And basically, it just opens your eyes to that reality. I think one thing that the movie for me did not really address was the issue of Dapo's parents, the whole dysfunctional nature of their relationship or their family dynamic generally. Because from Dapo's mother's end, we kept hearing that the father left them, and he just walked away. Then when we get to see when Jide was talking to Dapo about the dad, and how the dad never said one ill thing or insulted the mother, like the father had nothing negative to say about their momsy. But even at that, like, he didn't also give us reason, like they didn't give us context, they didn't like explain to us what exactly went down, why did they separate, why did they not work, sort of. Like, it was such a big thing in the movie that it was so annoying that it wasn't really addressed. Like, we didn't get to the root of the matter, like what exactly happened. Was it that, okay, Jide's father was just messing around and she just got fed up, and left? Or like, you get, like, I feel like they could have explored more on that side of the story of the movie. I don't know, but it just felt like we were just hanging on what everybody was saying, not like we actually got to know what went down. Because genuinely, that post father seemed like he didn't have any problems with the mom. See, you get, like, maybe they could just not stand each other. I just feel like they should have given us a concrete reason or explain or shown us, how they were doing flashback. Then they should have given us like a flashback moment of when the separation happened or what's led to that, basically. But that's just by the way. Yes, and also watching the movie I get to find out or to hear about this thing called magun, where a husband would put, should I say, a spell or something on his wife if he feels like she's cheating on him. So when she is messing around with somebody, she will be caught in the act, basically. So that was what happened with Dapo's dad and Tani's auntie-in-law. So her husband had put this magun on her, and she was stuck, like she was caught red-handed in bed with another man, basically. So they had to remove the cause of the magun, which is just insane. Like, people actually do these things. Yeah, but it's such a funny watch, so hilarious. Have you seen the movie Ajosepo? I hope I pronounced it well. And of course, if you are curious to know if the wedding will eventually happen, if these people will get married after the long chaotic day that they had, yes, they got married. Of course, they gave us a proper Yoruba wedding with the full music, wonderful outfits, like everything. Like, even brought this guy Alex to perform at the wedding, which was nice to see, of course. Yeah, so that is it. Ajosepo, check it out. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.